Welcome to the Story's Edge. We here produce and write our own stories, which we will be reading to you. And today we will be reading the story called The Blade's Edge. And here we begin. Chapter 1. Finally Free. You have a chance, boy, so don't mess it up, a guard says as he walks by a prisoner's cell with another prisoner right behind him. Okay then, the young man says as he is being taken to the courthouse.
The man behind him had long black and shaggy hair with a lifeless yet gorgeous pair of hazel brown eyes and a slash mark across his left eye. He had a very golden tan skin and had a very well-toned body. He was put into a very silver and rusty handcuffs while his neck had a rushed shackle around it. Good then, let's go, the guard said as he brought the man outside the prison. Yeah, I know that already. Just don't rush me, and don't make it difficult on me either, all right? The man says while holding his head up. Okay, whatever, the guard says, leading the young prisoner to the courthouse. As they approach the courthouse, a friend of the young prisoner steps out. He has long and messy blonde hair with a set of two dazzling sea green eyes. Yet those eyes were full of tears. He came out screaming. The prisoner's whole family was murdered just last night. What? The prisoner says, falling to his knees as he begins to cry and have a panic attack on the snow beneath him. Yeah, I'm afraid that your wife and kids were mutilated and burned alive. We don't know the suspect, and I'm sorry, the young man says, grabbing and hugging the young unmanned prisoner while they are both crying on the snowy ground. That sick bastard. I'll find him and I'll kill him, the young prisoner says, through his tears and through his heartbeat. We'll find him, I promise, the young man says, clutching his hand and his friend in his arms. On that day, the young prisoner found out his whole family had been killed. Kenjiro's condition was made even worse after being told he had 4 more years in prison. After being told this news, Kenjiro decides to take his martial artistry to the max. Once he left the prison, he competed in the World League of Martial Arts. However, despite his training, Kenjiro had been put in 3rd place, and that pushed him to train even harder until he reached his full potential. Damn it, I still lost, even after all of my training and practice, Kenjiro says, banging his fist against the outside arena wall. His thoughts were interrupted by a single tap on his shoulder. Hey, you're that Kenjiro guy from the grand finale, a voice said, coming from the shadowy side of the arena hall. Yeah, and what about it? Kenjiro said, looking at the young man in the darkness. Well, I just dropped by to say hello to you, the man said. Okay then, hello to you, too, I guess, Kenjiro said, staring at the young man. The young man had long wavy black hair with a beautiful pair of crystal blue eyes that shine like blue lights in the darkness, one of the arena entrance hall. He wore a roughed up black karate gi with a pair of black bloody combat boots. Well, what's up? The young man said. I must say, you do look kind of attractive, if I'm being honest here, Kenjiro said, pointing at the young man. Well, thank you. I must admit that you do, too. Hey, wait a minute. Are you gay or something? The young man said, leaning against the wall. No, I'm not. I just call out anyone who is attractive, Kenjiro said, looking at the other man. Well, okay then, the young man said, a little uncomfortable. I've been to prison, you know. And I just wanted to say, for a man of your status, you shouldn't drop this oath, Kenjiro said, cracking a little smile on his face. Huh? Uh, why? The young man said, getting very uncomfortable. The young man quickly tried to switch to a more comfortable conversation. Well, I just wanted to congratulate you on your 3rd place victory, the young man said, giving a small smile. Well, congratulations to you on your fourth place victory, Kendra said, smiling back. Thank you for the congratulations, the young man said. There is no problem congratulating you, but I must be on my way. The nearest locker room. I'll see you later, Kendra said. As Kendra walks into the locker room nearest him, he takes off his martial arts gi and sees a mysterious person hanging out near the dark side of the room. The two men stare at each other. Kenjiro goes to put on a shirt when he feels a sharp blade at his neck. Don't move, or you will die, the man in all black said as he drove the blade a little deeper into Kenjiro's neck. So I can't get a break, huh? Kenjiro said as he pushed the blade's tip off of his neck. I'm afraid not, the man said, holding his blade ready for the fight. The two men look at each other and charge. Kenjiro and the man meet each other with hand-to-hand combat. The man does a backflip off of one of the lockers and tries to drop a smoke bomb around Kenjiro, surrounding him in a cloud of white smoke. Kenjiro feels a blade at his back, but before he could get stabbed, he ducks under the blade and uppercuts the man, sending him crashing into a nearby wall. Kenjiro takes out his wakizashi and tries to slash at the other man, but the man dodges it just in time so as not to get his head cut off. Tell me what you want from me, Kenjiro says, pointing his wakizashi blade at the young man. I don't want anything from you. I just want you to remember who I am. But who are you? Just before he could finish his sentence, the other man swung his katana at Kenjiro's head. But Kenjiro ducked under the blade strike and slashed at the young man's mask. As Kenjiro performed the slash, it happened in slow motion. The young man's mask fell apart as slowly as the pieces hit the floor. Kenjiro sees his long-lost brother from years ago. Haku, is that really you? Kenjiro said, a tear streaming down his face. Yeah. Yes, it is. It's really me, Haku said. Haku had long and straight black hair, with one crystal blue eye and one hazel brown eye. He had pale white skin, with broad shoulders and a very muscular build. The two hugged each other tightly, sobbing.
Sorrow and joy as well. Don't worry. I've been through a lot too, Haku said, hugging Kenjiro and tearing up as well. Have you ever gone to prison? Kenjiro asked, filling his head down. No, but I've been trapped in a nuclear shelter, Haku said with a small smile on his face. Oh, okay then. I think that's fair, Kenjiro said, smiling back at his brother. Just then, another man stepped into the locker room, his calm voice breaking the beautiful silence for the other men in the locker room. What in the world is going on here? I can see the broken lockers, a young man said as he walked into the locker room. Who are you again? Both Kenjiro and Haku said in unison. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention that my real name is Akira, and my fighting name is Octochara, Octo for short, Akira said, bowing to the two men before as a sign of respect.
Octochara, the one from the legend, Kenjiro and Haku said at the same time. Which ones? There's so many, Akira said. The most recent one. The one that tells of a child that has unnatural dark magic, with the same name as his father, Kenjiro said, looking at Akira strangely. Don't look at me like that. It freaks me out, you know, Akira said, stepping back from Kenjiro while taking a closer look at him. Oh, so you finally noticed my eyes, huh? Kenjiro said, cracking a little smile. The thing about hazel brown eyes is that no one has ever seen one before. They're very rare and very difficult to see on a person. These eyes can either weird people out or captivate them in a sort of trance-like state. Yeah, I did, and they're absolutely amazing. I wish I had your type of eyes. Aren't those the eyes of the true spirit? Akira said, pointing at Akira's hazel brown eyes. I don't know what this spirit is, but you can have them. I'd much rather prefer your eyes instead of mine, Kinjiro said, pointing at Akira's blue eyes. And why is that? Akira said with a bit of confusion in his voice. Because they're absolutely stunning. I would love your eyes, but they make you look better than me, so I guess I can't have them. So I can't take them, Kenjiro said, walking past Akira while he was tapping him on the shoulder. Wait, what? What the hell is wrong with this guy? Akira said, a little confused. Kenjiro, stop making moves on the new guy. You're making him uncomfortable. Haku said, restraining Kenjiro. Jeez, chill out. I should be the cold one. Didn't I go to prison for manslaughter? Kenjiro said, throwing his hands up in the air as if he was being arrested. You avoided what I said earlier, Haku said while pointing at Kenjiro. No, I'm not. I'm not making moves on the weird guy. I'm not weirding him out. Am I? Can I not compliment a man's eyes without sounding weird? Kenjiro says, facing towards Akira. You are kind of weirding me out, Akira said, giving Kenjiro a weird look. Oh, you're no fun at all, Kenjiro said, rubbing the back of his head. Anyways, you know about the Dark Child prophecy, Haku said. Oh, I've heard of that one. Also, there's a few prophecies of you two as well. In fact, there's a secret one that tells of 3 people that sounded like us. But it's locked tightly in a school of martial arts. And I don't know how I even know it exists, Akira said, needing to take a breath. Ah, I see then. So what should we do then? Haku asked while standing up. We need to get stronger. And if this prophecy is true, then we should form a martial arts team of just us 3, Kenjiro said as he turned to face Akira and Haku. They all agree on one thing, and that is that they have to get stronger if they wish to defeat the monster that stands in the first place podium. So the young man decided that from now on, they will stick together in every mission or goal that they try to accomplish. After leaving the locker room, Kenjiro, Akira, and Haku make their way to the outside of the combat arena. Kenjiro lets out a sigh of relief as he and the others start walking through and hiking through a dirt road that leads to the martial arts school. So this is the place, huh? Kenjiro asked, walking to the school building, while tilting his head to face the 2 young men. Yes, it is. It's still the same after so long, Akira said, staring off into the distance. It feels like an eternity, you know, Haku said, clutching his chest, acting like if he just walked through a desert without any food or water. Yeah, it feels weird to travel during the day, since I move faster at night, Akira said, looking directly at the sun. Oh, shut it. We've only been walking for about, Kenjiro says, while stopping to check the time on his watch. Oh, gentlemen, it's only been about half a day, with no food or water, and you're claiming that you're tired? Kenjiro asked, confused. Wait, what? Half a day? I had to take my highly dose of medicine hours ago. This is very, very bad, Akira screams, panicking. I took care of that already, Kenjiro said, tilting his head to face Akira. You did? How? Akira asked, shocked. What do you think I shoved down your throat about 2 hours ago? Kenjiro said, cracking an evil smirk while holding his crotch. Oh, thank God. That pill was very important, Akira said, looking at his side. I think we made it to the front gate, Haku said, trying to break up the uncomfortable conversation. Yes, indeed we did, Akira said. All right, well, let's move in, shall we? Kenjiro said, opening the front gate. Just as Kenjiro opened the door, a young man fell down the stairs and almost hit his head on the floor. But before the young redhead could cause any more damage, Kenjiro put his foot on the young man, stopping him from hitting his head or damaging his body any further. Just then, the young man jumped back from Kenjiro's grip and landed on his feet. Oh boy, I hope we don't get put in his class, Akira said, putting his hand on his face. Get your bloody hands off of my chest, you bloody little... The redhead screamed out. The young man had long and messy crimson red hair with a pair of two golden yellow eyes. He wore a traditional white karate gi with a pair of silver combat boots. He had pale white skin with a golden ring on his left ring finger. He also had a silver necklace with a silver skull shape at the end of it. Calm down, child. I am not little, Kenjiro said, staring at him with a deathly glare. Don't talk to me like that, you bloody little piece of... The young man retorted. But he was cut off by Kenjiro putting his hand over his mouth to shut him up. That will shut him up for now, at least, Kenjiro said as he proceeded to knock out the redhead. I think you're the little one, whoever you are, Akira said stubbornly. Yeah, I don't want to be in his classroom, Haku said, cracking a little smile on his face. Same here. I would hate, actually, to be his classmate, Akira said, turning away from the knucklehead out on the ground. Let's do some training, guys, Kenjiro said, heading into his school gym. The others followed quickly after him. Chapter 2. This has been the end of Chapter 1. I hope you enjoy.